MCS playoffs, day one, round one, first game. Starting up with a bang here. We have Wesley versus Astro. This is the number 8 seed versus the number 9 seed. Now, I did a video where I picked the Madden Bowl, where I picked the MCS playoffs, my predictions on who was going to be there. Coming into this game, really an interesting first round matchup. I actually ended up picking Wesley to win this game. If you take a look here, about the same as far as MCS 25 year. Really, Madden Bowl is the main tournament in which these are going to be separated. This one title here, this was the Madden 21 like group bowl that Wesley ended up winning with Henry on his team. To be honest, I think he counts it, but I don't think a lot of people count this as an actual title. So going into this, you have 0 titles, 0 titles. Could say you have 1 title, whatever, but at the end of the day, Wesley's looking for that first belt. He's probably the best player of all time without a MCS major tournament title, Madden Bowl win, without a belt, right? Without a solo belt that he won on his own in a tournament. And so Wesley's trying to get the monkey off his back. Now, again, career earnings, 618,000. I think I'm almost positive that's second all time to Henry, right? And if he wins this tournament, he could win $250,000, get that up to, I believe that would be $868,000. So he's the closest that we have to Henry, but he doesn't have a belt. He doesn't have a belt. A lot of other guys do have belts. He's the best player without a belt. Astro coming to this game, number 9 seed, 5 majors. One of the things with Astro, kind of similar to Wesley, one of the better players in the sport without a belt. However, that being said, Astro is one of those guys that's widely considered to be pretty much one of the best offensive players every single year. He's considered to be one of the best offensive players every single year in Madden. Runs just incredible route combinations. He oftentimes finds a lot of the stuff that we see people utilize. And so it's going to be interesting to watch him play as well, to see what he's doing on the offensive side of the ball. Now, he's going to be in the Eagles jerseys. Wesley's going to be in the Falcons jerseys. We're going to get right into this game. One of the things just real quickly here is this right-handed Michael Vick. A lot of the competitors are using the right-handed Michael Vick because the Eagles theme team is by far the best theme team coming into this event. That being said, this was on the heels of a patch in which we saw over 800 plays added to Madden. And so Astro is going to be using some of those plays. As you can see here, he is in a kind of interesting bunch type set. I believe this is bunch spread nasty. We're going to see how this turns out and plays out for him. I'm not exactly sure what playbook he is in. Looks like a smash return setup. That might have even been, I don't think that was bunch wide flex. I think that was bunch X nasty or bunch spread nasty. So anyway, a couple technical timeouts. There'll be a couple technical timeouts as we get into this. Wesley is going to be in the dollar. One of the things also, just real quick, just want to kind of explain kind of the schematics so we can kind of understand. Coming into this event, I've actually got to write out how many people were in dollar for this event. But in general, I would say about 80 to 90% of the competitors are going to be in the dime 3-2 or the dollar defense. Very similar to last year. A little bit different in terms of how you run this and really why you run this. But one of the things we're seeing is we're bringing the safeties down in the box. We're also going to get a lot of cover 4 shell. We're going to get these 4 guys in the outside quarter, inside quarter, hard flat, hard flat. Occasionally, this guy will be in a vert hook. But generally, that is kind of the main way. And then every now and then, right, you might get a cover 2 on this side, or you might get a cover 2 on this side. But in general, you're going to be doing everything out of a cover 4 base, and you're either going to be looping through this gap right here on a crossfire, or you're going to be running a disengage with a B gap and dropping this guy into a hook curl. So that is kind of the mainstay schemes coming into the game defensively. And this is really to take advantage, and you see literally he shows you the play out right here. This is the cover 4 hard flat. Technically, Wesley is doing this out of a cover 3 shell. I believe that the reason he's primarily doing that is so that these quarters don't get bombed. When you do it out of cover 4 quarters, they run the risk of getting manipulated over top. So anyway, little things like that. But in general, let's take a look at the defense and the route combinations. So Astro starting out with kind of a smash return route combo. This is definitely something you need to add to your game. Again, that's that short side vert hook I was talking about. A lot of these guys are going to use that. What you're going to get here is you're going to get a streak, you're going to get a drag, you're going to get a little return route, and then you're going to get about a 15-yard in. It really does a good job of kind of creating a triangle over the middle of the field in which you're going to primarily be isolating this user So see how this ends up going for him. But essentially, you're looking seam streak to drag. You see Wesley jumps down on this drag. It's going to leave this return route right here. Astro just going to say, all right, I'll just throw right at his user, second play of the game. But anywho, a lot to be learned from these guys in terms of the route combinations. Also, so he is a bunch spread nasty. So I believe this could be the Chiefs playbook that he's in. This is also in some other playbooks that he might be wanting to run here. There's that mid-zone KO. Not able to get a KO there. You see Wesley's facial expression kind of tells you all. He is going to get those hook curls on 5. Why do you put those hook curls on 5? You put those hook curls on 5 so that those yellows will play those underneath drags a little better, play those underneath, and then real quick, you see it right here. Let me just try to get the actual clip for you. This right here, this is the defense that a lot of people are running right now. Now, Wesley might shade this down. He might leave the curl flats. It's kind of dependent on the situation, but here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a blitz of this guy right here. The user's on a hook curl, and then you're just going to drop this defensive end into a vertical hook. The whole concept here is Wesley is going to hit this guard with his user. This guy is going to run through the gap and get pressure, and then he's going to peel out and kind of run a little disengage. This is by far, in my opinion, the best blitz coming into this game because it's a 3-man blitz, and you're able to get pretty good pressure, pretty quick pressure. You're also going to get what's really nice about this 3-man pressure is you're able to drop 8 into coverage, and so you have a full field of coverage at your disposal. So super, super good pressure. This is also going to come in consistently against play action. And there you see the actual, there's the hard flats, right? Wesley's not containing. A lot of times you contain here, but sometimes you don't contain. If you don't contain, you're going to get better sheds. If you do contain, you're going to have better contain. But as you see, there's that pressure, that B gap, right? You're getting sheds off the outside. So it's, I mean, this is 2 guys free off a send 3. You can't really ask for much more than that. And he is going to have to take a sack, and that's going to be a 2nd and 19. This is the core. At its very core, this is the defensive strategy coming into this tournament. And this is the most optimized way to play defense in this game, in my opinion. I think a lot of these players would agree. You see here, there's a 3 rec. Now he's going to go back to that crossfire loop. What's really cool about those 2 blitzes out of dollar is if you set up pass protection for one of them, the other blitz is going to come free and vice versa. So it's really effective to kind of mix in those 2 defenses. Another thing Wes will do is he's going to go back on default zones. This is going to allow him to play some different types of matching principles within the outside. And we actually, this is just like hardly ever happens. They hardly ever show you the defense's perspective. But take a look. This is what I was talking about. There's that vert hook. There's that cloud flat here. And then notice the other thing that he's doing, especially on the tight end side here, the short side, he's going to middle third. This is pretty decent little trips tight end defense as well. You're going to see the shade up on the cloud flat, the shade up on the hook curl. So what he's got here is these clouds, these vert hooks, they're going to drop back about 10 to 15 yards, cover the field. And then you see there's the contain on the right side to prevent that rollout. But then he manually re-blitzed right here, and he's looking to get that pressure. One of the things that Wesley does that I really have not, I'm just not sure exactly how he's getting that specific blitz angle. He might be in a defense that might be the cover 3 hard flat blitz angle. But this blitz angle, what you would really prefer is you prefer this actually crashing that way, I would think. But anyway, he's there. I don't know exactly why he's doing that, but you're getting a slightly different blitz angle than what I'm used to from this defensive tackle. As you see, the blitz does not come in, right? So now we're at this point, we're at a shed defense. This guy will never shed. These 3 guys can shed here. And this obviously is a big 3rd down. And as you see, this is one of the underrated things. You're going to get a master tactician playmaker. This was a zig. He's going to playmaker it and almost turn it back into like a return route over the middle. He gets that over the middle late. He's going to throw it up, and he's not going to get the pick. Kind of a terrible read by Astro. And Wesley almost would have been a big pick. Would have been a big turnover. Astro going to go to 4th and 11, and he's going to go ahead, and he is going to take his 3, right? Honestly, got blessed by that not being an interception. Astro is, in my opinion, one of the best offensive players in the world. Probably a top 5 offensive player every single Madden that I've seen him play in. Going back to Madden 22, he always is up there on offense, okay? Here is your abilities. I don't know exactly what this is. I would think it's identifier. I just don't know why he's using that and not like dots or something like that, but whatever. He's using identifier. You can see the user on him. Derwin James was one of the bigger, more important cards coming into this tournament because he got pick artist and mid-zone KO. Anywho, Michael Vick starting out, and he's going to get lurked his first play. So Wesley is going to be in the Eagles offense, so he's not in the same offense as Astro. Again, I'm not exactly sure what Astro's in. I think he's in the Chiefs playbook, but I'm not sure at all. Just the bunch spread nasty. Actually, I keep forgetting he's going a bunch tight end. He might be in Seattle now that I think about it. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to figure that out as we go through this and once I see some of the formations. But here you see throws a user lurk. First play, huge play for Astro. Really just Wesley missed the read. Kind of similar to Astro, and both these guys kind of starting out the game with a little bit of nerves. And yeah, I think Astro is in the Seahawks playbook. Seahawks has bunch tight end, bunch spread nasty, bunch wide flex, trips tight end. So a lot of really, really good plays. It also has normal flex snug, which is a super underrated formation. But Astro, again, one of the best offensive players in the world. Here you see he's going to go to bunch tight end. Take a look here. Notice from Wesley, this is one of the most popular red zone setups you're going to get. You're going to get quarter, vert, cloud on the outside. Essentially, it's cover two, but they play the seam streaks a lot better if they're in quarters. And then you're going to get that mid read from his user kind of dropping over the middle of the field here. Kind of an interesting position for his user. I don't know why he's standing here. He normally should be standing there. I don't know if he was trying to switch stick something, but anyway, nice little flat route from Astro. And Astro is honestly off to a really good start in terms of really fortunate start. Really, you can't ask for much more from a game to start this way. You know, you get a stop, you get a pick on the very first play, and then also you don't throw a pick when you probably should have on your first drive. So red zone possession for Astro, another opportunity to score inside the 10. A lot can be learned by these games inside this 10-yard line. This is SS Zone Blitz. Okay, I forgot about that. So that's why he's getting those blitz angles. I forgot that some people run this out of SS Zone Blitz. I honestly don't know why we see so many people run it out of SS Zone Blitz. I don't know if it's like easier. I feel like the only reason why you would see it is because it's easy to adjust out of. I feel like the blitz angle is objectively worse out of SS Zone Blitz than out of cover 3 hard flat or cover 4 quarters. So I'm not sure why we see so many people running this SS Zone Blitz version of the defense, but more power to them. I think it might have something. It could have something to do with this blitz angle on the right side. Maybe they like that blitz angle a little bit. A lot of defense is finding that blitz and then adjusting from that blitz. So a lot of it more than likely has something to do with the blitz. I'm just not sure why we're running that specific one when clearly throughout the year the better pressure has come from crashing right or slanting your line to the right, or even just the stock blitz angles out of cover 3 hard flat and cover 4 quarter. So anyway, Wesley going to go into 60 out jacks here. Kind of just doing some cross manning. Able to take away the quick throw flat to Perry. Going to putting up a 3rd and goal. This is like kind of a dicey situation. If you're Astro here, I mean, you just need to get your touchdown. At the end of the day, 60 out jacks again, and he's going to throw a pick. That's actually a crazy throw. I mean, give Wesley some credit out of this, right? He set this up perfectly. He walks the guy out. He mans him up here. Astro just thinking this is going to be a hard flat. It ends up not being a hard flat. Take a look here. This is wide open, right? Astro blindly throws this fade. I think he thought maybe he's throwing it only where his receiver can catch it. His receiver stops in the back of the end zone. That is why it's so critical, by the way, to play good red zone defense, because it's so much harder to score. Receivers run route. There's just not a lot of space to be able to get receivers open in that situation. And you see there, really Wesley kind of take that, make a big stop for himself out of that. So I think they ended up doing a recreate. I'm not sure exactly what happened here. Or what? Oh, I think I went back too far. One sec, boys. We'll get this set up. Or no. All right, hold up. All right, boys. Sorry about that. Little technical issue there, but we should be back up. Should be fixed. And again, Wesley's going to get ball here off the stop of Astro. One of the other things here, just notice real quick. Hopefully we'll see it right there. See, this is dollar from Astro as well. So pretty much same defense that Wesley is facing. All right, so Wesley going to go to the Y sail setup, able to hit this tight end corner. He loves that tight end corner. Wesley's going to stem that tight end corner all the way down to try to get that to run at a really nice depth to be able to attack different types of outside quarters and switch sticks and things like that. Here they're talking a little bit. I don't know what they're saying. But anyway, it is going to be 1st and 10 for Wesley. Maybe if we ever get a playoff here. There we go. Here's that tight end spot, PA snag type play. You have a drag. You have a... Whoops, I did not want to do that. Let's see here. Let's make that... There we go. We're back. All right. We have a wheel, drag, little hitch, little flat, and then we have that nice short post. This is one of my favorite plays in the game. I just feel like it attacks every area of the field. Actually, Wesley's going to flat him, which is cool. And then he's also going to throw it away because that was also, I think, the same play that he threw a pick on his first drive. So didn't want to risk anything there. Again, Astro going to be in the dollar. Double safety walk down. Pretty much same defense. Here we go. Double streaks. Throw a little short post to get some heavy pressure. And boom. Nakobe Dean. Player of the game so far for Astro. I got to tell you. He's making plays all over the field for him. There was that B-gap blitz. Astro actually ran it on the other side as well. I think it's better on the left, but you know what? More power to him. Here, this is something about normal wild close, and this is why I still think this is the best defense in the game. So Astro goes to cover 4 on this side. So this is quarter. Over here, I'm not 100% sure if this is a third or a quarter. I think it is a quarter. It might be a third, but I'm almost positive it's a quarter. Sometimes, it doesn't happen every time, but sometimes the way this game plays with Y sail, when you run this fade and you have a tight end streak, and then you're going to have a drag and you're going to have a backside in, for whatever reason, there's just this like weird thing, and I think it's like a wide side tight end out of this, but you just get this like thing where sometimes you can throw it, like sometimes this is a catch tackle and a breakup, and sometimes it's a touchdown. And you see there for Wesley, he gets out of there with Laporta, and Laporta's going to take it all the way to the crib, and he's going to get a touchdown. It's a huge 7 because now it's 10-0. Wesley does get ball at half and puts a lot more, actually, or I guess it's not 10-7, 7-3, my bad. 7-3 Wesley, up 1 possession. Now Astro's going to get a chance to answer. I forgot that Wesley threw that pick on his first drive. Anywho, so big touchdown from Wesley. It's like everyone's using Justin Tucker at the kicker position. CJ 2K on the return. Out of there for Astro. Honestly, Astro's gotten some breaks in this game, really. Not right there, though. All right, let's see what Astro can do in this bunch spread nasty. I believe Astro and Clef are the only 2 players, competitors in this event that are going to be primarily running bunch. And we have another technical timeout in this game? No way. All right, let's go. Come on. A crazy game so far. All right, here's that SS zone blitz. Really surprised they're showing so much of the defense. This is the deal that you normally get. You get that middle third there. Good switch stick. There's smash return again. I feel like Astro's running smash return every play. Kind of surprised at Astro's offense. He really hasn't shown anything that's like, I don't even know why we're in this playbook. Here he is going to go to trips, okay? We might see a little something here. Trips tight end is in Seattle. Good user by Wesley. He's going to come over here. He's going to manually bump this guy potentially or switch stick to a speed out. No speed out there. Nice curl route. Oh my gosh, look at that dot. Little trips tight end baby, or a little trips tight end dot here for you boys. Let's break down what Astro actually just did. This is a really nice way to be able to attack cover 3, cover 4. So what you're going to get here is you're going to get a curl about 10 to 15 yards down the field, and then you're going to get a corner route, but he's going to stem this corner route up. If he's on the 35-ish yard line, he's going to go probably to about this depth and then get a deep corner. What happens is this outside third, outside quarter will bite on the curl sometimes, and this throw will be open. So we'll take a look here, and you see here, little drag corner, right? But mainly was curl, and then you see, look, that game kind of thinks this is a streak. And I believe this is 10, 20, almost a 25, 30-yard corner. And then he's going to break out like that. And on that outbreak, as you see right there, just a big hitter, able to hit it. And that requires a lot of time in the pocket. But really nice read from Astro. All right, so that's going to bring up a 1st and 10, going with the B-gap disengage, another smash return play call. One of the things Astro did here that is worth mentioning, this is a really effective thing that people are doing right now out of bunch. First person I saw do it was Henry, and that is when you have the slot receiver in this position, you can run him on a wheel route and then a fade. So what that does is if it's a hard flat, it really pulls the hard flat out of the way. And then what that does is it allows you to block your running back because this guy is a flat and a streak, essentially. The other thing that this is going to do, if you take a look at this, is if you run cover 2 on the right side, you can throw this over the top. So you see, watch the hard flat. See how far it pulls this hard flat out of the way. And then now you see here, I mean, there's a lot of openings here. Ultimately, that's the read, but enough pressure to be able to eliminate it. But again, that idea, if you have a formation like that, this would be good out of U-trips. This would be good out of bunch Y flex. This would be good out of any kind of bunch nasty type of formation. Using those wheel routes as a flat pull are really effective. Here, Wes is going to get a little adjusty with a little man-ups. Kind of mix in a little different look here at Astro. One of the things these guys do really, really well is they mix it up a little bit. They're going to give you the same picture, but different looks. That time, Astro goes to a curl route in the middle of the field, kind of one of the hardest routes to defend in this game, simply just because you don't expect it. You don't see it a lot. And against a primarily zone defensive meta where you're trying to switch stick all over the field and cover crossers, corners, things of that nature, having a little curl route in the middle field is actually really effective in this year's game. All right, so another red zone situation for Astro. Last time in the situation, he turned the ball over. Let's see what he ends up doing here. And again, Wesley's in this crossfire blitz pretty much. Here's a little red zone defense for you. And he is just going to try to shoot the gap, bro. Little, what was this? Gun trips? What is this formation? Gun tray open, fullback dive? Fullback, halfback direct snap? Take a look at this flat route here, by the way. I'd love to see this. So this is a curl flat from Wesley. I don't think he meant to do this. He might have. But watch this curl flat just get absolutely manipulated by this little slant, leaving this stock table route open to Big Fridge Perry. And that was one of the freest touchdowns you'll ever see. Easy reads, easy touchdown for Astro. And we're going to see Wesley get the ball back on offense. So about 4 minutes, 35 seconds left in the second quarter. And really for Wesley here, you're just trying to play regular offense. You go down, you try to get 7. Because you get ball at half, you don't want to play too tight here. You really just want to play like, I'm going to go down and get 7. Even if he goes down against 3 is something in the world, but you really want to get 7 here. By him getting 7 on this drive, it really is going to put him in a pretty good command of the game because he's going to get the ball at halftime as well. Goes back to his favorite play here, a little PA snag. And again, take a look. This is why I really want to drive this home. Watch this disengage. This is play action blocking because he called it out of PA snag, right? Play action blocking does not pick this up. It chipped him slightly, but it didn't really pick it up. And then look at this defensive tackle drop over the middle of the field. Look at him cover this little spot route that everybody loves to throw. He actually gets out a little bit, but he's still there, able to cover it. There's the pressure and one of the best horizontal stream plays in the game, not able to be effective. And good defense by Astro. I'm telling you guys, I really would like to. As I watch this tape back, the B-gap disengage was so much more effective defensively, and it was not ran as much. But watch, that B-gap screams every single time. This is a huge principle in Madden. This is something I want to drive home. If you're looking to get better on the defensive side of the ball, if you're looking to learn from some of the best players in the world, understand that Wesley is one of the best passers in the world. He's a top 5 offensive player, maybe of all time. He's one of the best offensive players every single year. Him and Astro both really good on offense, right? Well, Wesley is struggling with a simple B-gap cover 4 blitz because it's that good of a blitz. If you have a good blitz threat in your defense, you've got to be able to utilize it. The foundation of every single defense is some type of send 3, send 4, send 5, or send 6 pressure. Typically going to be send 4 this year or send 5. In this case, there is a send 3, but it was birthed out of a send 4 concept. Anyway, just notice again, goes back to it again. There's stuff open, but it's hard to hit. And you're noticing here, Wesley's really struggling offensively to be able to pick up this blitz. This time he's going to cross block it, try to ID it here with the running back. And see, now he's going to have to pass pro with the running back. Now here he gets a little bit of time. And look, the main difference between that and the first 4 plays of the drive was really just that Wesley had more time, right? You have to have your pass protection down. You have to have your blitzing system down. A blitz makes every defense better. There it is again. Heavy pressure, almost switch dicked, almost lurked with the outside flat zone. Good switch by Astro, able to click onto that guy and put himself in position. But Wesley kind of hits into a tight window. PA snag again for Wesley. Going to go B gap on the right side. That is not as good as the left side B gap, as you saw right there. Not able to get it in. And that's going to bring him a 2nd and 10. So if you're Wesley here, you really want to score 7. If you score 3, I feel like it's too easy in this game to go back down and score 3 for Astro. So this is a good red zone combo. This is at a cheat flat post. You got a motion flat, a little whip route, backside post, and he's going to high ball that speed out right at a cloud flat. And the cloud flat said, I don't want to pick the ball up. I'd rather just swat it up in the air. Unfortunate for Astro. That could have been a very easily right there. Could have been a stop, honestly. I mean, he's right there. That's pick artist, by the way. That's Derwin James. We saw the abilities in the beginning of the video. That was pick artist. Pick artist didn't deliver. I don't know why you pay for pick artist in this game. Pick artist is such a pointless ability. It doesn't work. I've said that all season long. That being said, short post over the middle. Nice mid-zone KO, kind of right in that spot. Super tight window play. That one could have easily been a touchdown. Could have easily been a mid-zone KO. Ends up being a knockout. And Wesley going to have to settle for 3. That's a huge hold by Astro, because now he puts himself in a position to be able to go into halftime winning the game in a half where Wesley probably was the better player. Astro has a chance to be able to go into halftime up a possession, which would be huge for him, especially in the second half. So we'll see what he's able to do. About 3 minutes left in the game. And we totally missed the first down play. Thanks to the replay. Let's see if we can get this for you. Little run play to CJ. So why run the ball right there? 2 reasons. Number 1, you're trying to get on a hash mark. Everything on offense is really centered around spacing. And so getting yourself on a hash mark is really helpful. And then also just to get the clock moving. He's trying to clock out this half. Here hits JMO. I feel like he snapped the ball a little bit too early, because now he's not going to be able to take this all the way down to the 2-minute warning. But is what it is. He decides to go no huddle. I don't feel like this strong safety zone blitz has been very good for Wesley. As you see there, it gets picked up again. He's shedding it, but it is getting picked up. That time he shedded it again. 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 32-yard line. He's going to walk Tillman over. Blitz Tillman. Bring down that hook curl. They're using a vertical hook pretty much every single time as well. And then hard flats on the outside. And you see how good that defense is. Right there, Astro blocked the running back. He couldn't pick it up. The running back, look where the running back is, by the way. Running back is on the side of the blitzer. He can't pick up the blitz. Look, boom. Can't pick it up. That's off a send 3. Right? You are not going to move consistently if you cannot block this blitz. If I was in Wesley's shoes, I would send this blitz until he consistently blocked it. I think this blitz is that powerful. There's not a great answer for it in pass pro, but I think the one downside to it is you do have to bump the guy. So Wesley's going to go back to that cross blitz, but I feel like every time he goes to that crossfire blitz, it's really not there for him. I think another reason why Astro ultimately is in Seattle, one of the more underrated reasons, is so he could have some play action based plays to try to block the crossfire blitz. I do think that played a factor. Seattle is one of the better books for play action. A lot of good play action plays in the bunch tight end, the trips tight end, and the bunch spread nasty formation. So that could be a factor as to why he's using it. Here you're going to get a man up on this running back. Watch what happens if the running back blocks that slot corner. Actually, his running back's going to go out. Okay. Really nice defense from Wes. And that's going to make him a 3rd and 3. This is kind of a struggle drive so far for Astro. And here Wesley going to go to that. And you see on these big downs, Wesley's sending this every time. And seeing if Astro can pick it up, honestly. That time Astro did pick it up, and Astro did dot him right there. Very good read. And this really is working out for Astro. I mean, 59 seconds. He's going to be able to take this clock, probably. And he's going to be in a position to be able to kind of minimize the damage of the first half. Crossfire blitz doesn't come in again. He is getting a shed on that left side, though. And that's one of the other things about the crossfire blitz With the crossfire variation of this pressure, you're going to be sending 4, so you're going to get a little better sheds. I will say the blitz angles in this strong safety has got me kind of thinking it might be something, because I feel like you're getting really good sheds from your defensive ends within this look. There, check down to the fridge. 2nd and 10. That turns it into a 3rd and 3. Going to go to bunch tight end here on the right-hand side. Wesley honestly playing a little aggressive with his hook curl. Good defense on the zig. Good pressure. 4th and 3. It's a big stop from Wesley. We'll see if Astro, and he is going to take 3. Now, one of the little factors here is Astro is going to go ahead and take 3. He's going to be up 13-10. There's 17 seconds left in the first half, and Wesley has all 3 timeouts, so he can use the entire field. He's going to get out of there with Williams. He's going to return the kick all the way for the touchdown. That's huge for Wesley. He's able to get in there for 7 right before half, 17-13. Astro has 2 timeouts himself, but he only has 6 seconds. There's really not a whole lot you could do. You could try to kick return, maybe break a run, but there's not a whole lot of stuff in this game this year that I'm aware of for 6 seconds. Really haven't seen that all year long. So we'll see what he ends up deciding to do here. I would just run the ball and kind of cut your losses and get a half. Astro is going to run the ball here with Big Perry, and he's going to get up there to about the 30. He's going to go ahead and take timeout. 1 second left. I would anticipate just another run here. Wesley's going to go to 3 deep. And one of the things, one of the factors at play is Wesley does get the ball at halftime. So that might be why Astro is going to go to Hail Mary here. I'm not sure. I feel like there's not a lot of good things that can come from this. But what the heck? We'll take a shot, right? What the heck? We'll take a shot. Is probably what he's thinking. Good contain off that right side. User's back. This is just going to be a loft up from Vic. Can't even get the ball there ultimately. It's going to be picked by Derwin James. Pick artist finally comes into play. Uh-oh. And Wesley is going to get out of there with Derwin James and get a free touchdown. This dude, Wesley might have just won the game in 2 plays. Look at Astro's face. No one to blame but yourself. He pick-sixed him on a Hail Mary. How many times have you seen that? That is insane. Wesley, everything falling for him here in the first matchup. And Astro knows he might have just very well lost the game in 2 plays. This game went from 13-10 to 24-13 in 17 seconds. This game went from 13-10 to 24-13 in literally 17 seconds. So you going to kick return him again? All right, boys, we'll be back for the second half. Our boys back for the second half here. And Wesley might have just won this game literally on 2 plays. The more we look at it, the more we look at Astro's body language over halftime. Because he gets ball at half too, by the way. So it's 24-13, but Wesley gets ball at half. Dude, I'm not even kidding you. This could be 31-13 the next time Astro touches this ball. And literally 31-13. And it was just the craziest. I mean, you just don't see that, man. You just don't see those 2 massive mistakes. The kickoff. You see the kickoff. You might see a pick 6 every now and then like that, but you don't see both of them in the same breath. And here he gets a illegal contact penalty with his user over the middle of the field. Free first down for Wesley. This has been just a game of Astros mistakes. Ultimately here. Nice check down to the drag by Wesley, able to scamper up there with Worthy. I got to say this, this is kind of Astros MO. This is kind of Astros MCS a lot of the time, really since Madden 22. Madden 23, one of the best offensive players in the world, beat himself. Madden 24, one of the best offensive players in the world, ultimately beat himself in a game against Kobo through some really, really, really bad interceptions. Kind of seeing the same thing here. One of the best offensive players in the world comes in. Really nobody running Seattle. And then you give up the kick return, I think, is kind of fluky. The Hail Mary was the bad one. That was huge. I mean, that just absolutely changed this game. Like, 24-13. Wesley's just taking a clock at this point. Look, chew clock's on. He snapped the ball 3 seconds. He hits a jet touch pass for a free touchdown. That is as free as free. Those are the 3 freest touchdowns I might have ever seen in an MCS game. A kick return, literally a kick return, a pick 6 on a Hail Mary where you only had to make one lineman miss, and then a jet touch pass broke off for about 50 yards. That's 21 points. He has scored, I think, 21 points in less than 2 minutes of actual game time. This game really flipped really fast, and honestly, it really had not a whole lot really to do with scheme. There's that crossfire blitz coming home for the first time there. Good pressure. Yeah, that's a tough one. And this is that smash return play that he keeps going to again and again, or that return route with the deep dig. I mean, if you're going to call smash return a replay, why don't we just run Falcons? He just really hasn't called anything else either. You know, most people, this is the play most people are in this for. It's this little fader out to the right side with the corner route. Really hard to cover and cover for. Good switch stick by Wesley. Yeah, Astro. Here's that bunch tight end, P.A. Burtz. With the curl route, tight end drag. What a combo. That was a 4th down, too. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this game really, really flipped. Goes crossfire. Julius Peppers just a dog. Julius Peppers. Dude, if you don't have Julius Peppers at your nose tackle position, you are playing the game wrong. That dude stole this tournament. He's made so many plays all tournament long. And here, Wesley, he has the ball up 18. Wesley literally doesn't have to think for the rest of the game. This is just take as much clock as possible, try to score. But really, I mean, this is just run. I mean, this is the game. The game was over at halftime. This is insane. Really, the one chance that Astro had at getting back in the game is if he gets a stop. Because if he gets a stop, then it's 24, potentially 21 if he scores 7. But, I mean, my goodness, 31-13. How in the world are you going to come back from this? We'll see what he ends up doing, but he's staying with his basic game plan. That's just free, man. That's just free. Look at that. There's that vert hook I was talking about. Very common for there's a lot of people that like that short side vert hook. That's why I don't know that I really believe in it. I get why people do it because it helps with those zigs and it helps with the underneath stuff, but it's also good for switch sticking on too. But I mean, that's just too easy. That's just too easy down there. A speed out. We really gave up a speed out for a touchdown. I think you get the ball at the 15. All right, so trips tight end for Astro. When you're down by this many points, I guess you run halfback base. Probably just trying to get to a hash mark, but 38-13. This game just really flipped really, really fast. And this is... how many times have you run this play? How many times? I mean, this play is cool, but, like, he's run this play a lot. He's run this play a lot for the lack of real success he's had with it. He's going to go to a little streak corner flat. Not really a great combo, honestly, for what Wesley's doing. And that's this is what happens sometimes, man. I feel like you get down, and then you just kind of start calling bad plays. Like, you start freestyling, trying to make something happen. Speed out here. Hit the return right over the middle. I don't hate that combo, but I mean, he's really just in this for this play, it seems like. Z swirl in. Every route's under 10 yards. Nothing wrong with that, but I mean, it's just the situation. You know, you got to we got to move a little bit here. All right, here we go. A little streak corner flat. Look, but I mean, the problem is part of the issue here is Wesley's basically just going to sit and cover 4 the rest of the game. Wesley's not going to do anything. Asher going to go to a field goal here. I'm not sure why he does this. The 16-38. So he's losing by what is he? He loses by 22 points. Why would you kick a field goal there? I guess to try to. I don't know. Whatever. You go onside here. Wesley gonna get it. Yeah, I don't know what is going on in Astro's head. It's hard to explain. I feel like, I mean, I get it. You take your 3, you're in a 4th down. You know, you take your guaranteed points, and because you got to get a stop anyway, you got to get onside. Like, stuff has to break anyway. But I just feel like Wesley won the game at halftime. Those 2 plays right there just really, really, really changed. If there was ever like a proto, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a prototype for the adage, you cannot win a game at half, but you can lose a game at half. Astro lost the game on 2 plays. He was winning 13-10. Next thing you knew, it was 24, or what was it? Was it 24-13? Next thing you knew, and then it was 31, and now it's 38-16. Oh my goodness, this game just really, really, really flipped. And honestly, Wesley doing exactly what you want to see. I mean, he's going to get this game over with. He's going to run those inside zones. He's going to. I'm also really surprised Astro just kind of staying in dollar, which I understand is probably ultimately your best chance of getting a stop. He is able to shoot the run there, but nothing real. Kind of just kind of passive. Like, I think just mentally, just really also kind of shows, like, this just goes to show how mentally taxing, mentally draining an MCS game really is, and how fast the games can flip, and how 1 or 2 mistakes, you really got to be on it, because 1 or 2 mistakes like that, next thing you know, you're in a 38-16 ball game, and you're getting embarrassed in front of the world. And really, it's just because of a couple mistakes at halftime, right? The scheme was there. The team, good team, good scheme, good player, and just 2 plays really is what this game came down to. 2 plays and a run that popped. Other than that, this has been pretty even. And really, the 2 plays, you got nobody to blame but yourself. A kick return is kind of random, but the pick before half is killer. And then the jet touch pass popping for 50 yards right out of half. That's just such a tough, I mean, in 2 minutes, 21 point swing. Just crazy. Crazy. Astro going to come out here. I think he's just going to run this out and just basically concede to Wesley 41-16. He's going to take this shoot clock down. I think Wesley knows he's out of here. The game's over. This is something I don't love from Astro. I wish... Sometimes I feel like when this happens, I'd like to see him fight a little bit more, but I understand. Like, I understand it. I just, out of principle, I'd like to see just a little more fight. And I feel like he just made those 2 mistakes at half, and then just couldn't really get back in the game. Him not getting a stop out of half was killer. 31-13. You know, that's 18 points right before you know it, and then the 4th down where he chose to, I think he chose to kick 3 there. So, honestly, a really tough loss for Astro. First game of the Madden Bowl, MCS playoffs. Wesley just pops him, and that's it. His Madden 25 season is effectively over. Wesley moves on. A lot to learn from this game. One of the biggest takeaways, you can't win a game at half. My goodness, can you lose a game and a half? Thanks for watching, boys. Hope you enjoyed the little breakdown here of these 2 competitors. Again, Astro's scheme is top tier. Offense, defense, he understands the game. He's one of the smartest players that I've ever seen. Just beat himself. At the end of the day, just beat himself. Very unfortunate. But Wesley is going to move on, and looks like he's going to be playing fancy in the first quarterfinal of the MCS playoffs. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys want to check out any other film rooms on the channel, make sure you check those out. Try to help people get better at Madden. At the end of the day, all these videos are just trying to help me and you get better at the game, learning from some of the best players in the world. So thanks for watching the game, and yeah, hope you learned something from this video.